Animation is an absolutely amazing medium because of its wide range of versatility and techniques. Animation, when used effectively, can communicate ideas and concepts that aren't necessarily tangible or are hard to grasp. It is a form of post-production that often doesn't require sets, actors, cameras, and crew. Well, first a client will come to us with an idea, a concept, or a need to bring awareness to a message or a product. Working with producers and writers, we'll work on some creative concepts. That is, ways we can approach bringing this to life in exciting and engaging forms. This part's fun because nothing's off limits. Like, get weird, get creative, have fun. If there's an animation you've seen online, share it. We can use that as a jumping off point to build the concept.
I'd probably get asked to do some style frames from the script, just to give an idea of how it's going to look, what kind of style of, for example, what style of illustration. And we normally do 2 or 3 versions of the storyboard, I'd say, before we start doing an animation, which could be a rough animation first or an animatic before we do the proper animation. There can be a few different steps if it's 2D or 3D, but I think that's the general idea.
Let's talk about the different styles of animation, of which there are a lot. The 2 big tentpoles are 2D animation and 3D animation. There's motion design, which brings a clean, modern sensibility as it merges with graphic design techniques, but maybe you want something more sketchy like a pencil-drawn feel, or painterly, like the screen is awash with watercolors. Most of these examples are digital, but we can bring this to real-life mediums, such as clay animation, paper cutouts, sand animation. There's also stop motion, where you take a series of photos and make small adjustments to a subject in between shots. This gives the illusion of moving to a usually still object. One thing to be aware of is that animation takes time. It's a long process to bring something to life out of nothing. Think about rotoscoping, a process where you make roughly 24 unique drawings for every second of animation, or 3D animation, where we need to digitally model, sculpt, and rig the designs before we can even use them in animation. In animation, the only limit of what we can and cannot do is time and budget.
The things that really add value is probably, attention to detail, which is what takes the most time. So just, crafting the way something moves or the way something looks.
Firstly, it's good to know from the start what we're working with. We can keep this in mind when we're building the concepts, so we don't go widely out of scope. We can make the script short and concise, conveying only the most important information.
You're looking at simpler designs. Maybe that's what they've got going for them, is a simple but clean design rather than intricate, detailed animation. For a higher budget, I guess you're looking at a lot more going into the detail of the design and maybe the look of the characters, little gestures in the animation that can actually take quite a bit of time, but just probably add that little bit of value to really get the message across.
We can create more intricate animations, more time to create beautiful transitions and gorgeous illustrations that really take that video to the next level. And that's animation. Well, just the surface of it. It is an absolutely beautiful medium and something I highly encourage you to explore.